We live in a world that fears the void. We fill our homes with objects. We fill our schedules with appointments. We fill our silences with nervous words and our minds with digital noise. We believe that more is always better, that if we're not doing something, we are nothing. But what if I told you that what's essential is not in what you do, but in what you stop doing? Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a room crammed with furniture. You can't move. You can't breathe. Now imagine you take everything out. You leave only the light coming through the window. That space that remains. That pause. That is what in Japan they call ma. If this kind of depth matters to you, subscribe to this channel. Here we explore the wisdom that transforms how you see the world. Let's go deeper. Imagine a teacup. We can admire the clay, its texture, the color of the glaze. But what is it that makes the cup useful? It's not its walls. It's the empty space inside. It is the void that allows it to hold the tea, to hold the heat, to hold life. Without that void, the cup is just a useless block of earth. This is ma. It is not simply nothingness. In the West, we see empty space as something missing, as something negative, a gap that needs to be filled, a silence that needs to be broken, a schedule that needs to be packed. But ma is a fertile void, a space full of possibilities. It is the silence between two musical notes that creates rhythm. Without that silence, music would be nothing but continuous, unbearable noise. Ma gives meaning to sound. Ma is the pause you take before responding to someone you love. That small second of silence that allows understanding to bloom before reaction. If you're finding value in this, hit the like button. Let's keep going. Observe how you breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Notice the small pause between inhalation and exhalation. That still point where air is neither entering nor leaving. That is the ma of your own existence. The moment where life rests in order to begin again. Without that pause, breathing would be hyperventilation, panic. The pause is not the absence of life. The pause is what makes life sustainable. In Japanese architecture, ma is the distance between pillars. It is not built to separate the interior from the exterior, but to connect them. A window is not a hole in the wall. It is a frame for the landscape to enter. The void invites nature in. In the traditional Japanese tea ceremony, ma is everywhere. The long silence before the first sip. The unhurried movement of hands. The empty scroll hanging on the wall that says more than a painting ever could. The ceremony is not about the tea. It is about the space the tea creates for presence. In Japanese gardens, ma is the raked gravel around a stone. The stone has meaning because of the emptiness surrounding it. Without the void, the stone is just another rock. With the void, it becomes a mountain, an island, a universe. The calligrapher knows ma intimately. The power of a brushstroke is not in the ink. It is in the white space the ink leaves untouched. The character breathes because the emptiness around it breathes. A page filled entirely with ink communicates nothing. It is the void that gives the mark its voice. Subscribe right now, because what comes next is how to bring ma into your daily life. To connect with ma, you don't need to throw away all your furniture or move to a monastery in Kyoto. You only need to stop. Leave a space between your tasks. Don't jump from one action to the next. Let there be a gap. A breath. A moment where nothing is required of you and you require nothing of yourself. Leave a space in your conversations. Listen to the other person's silence, not as something to fill, but as something to honor. The silence of another person is not an invitation for you to speak. It is an invitation for you to be present. Leave a space in your mind. When you feel anxiety, remember that anxiety is the fear of the void. The desperate need to fill every second with thought, with action, with distraction. Embrace the void. Embrace the ma. Don't rush to fill it with your phone. Don't reach for the next notification. Stay there. in the pause. Because it is in the pause where you find yourself. Life doesn't happen in the rush. Life happens in the space you allow it to have. Ma is the white canvas before the painting. The silence before the first wave of the day. The space where everything is possible. Breathe the void, and let the silence speak. If this changed how you see the empty spaces in your life, leave a quiet comment. Subscribe and share this with someone who has forgotten that stillness is not emptiness. It is fullness waiting to be received. See you in the next one.